Mula sa kabisera ng Inglaterra, sa puso ng Britanya, London, UK. London, UK. Ito ang Channel Philippines Network, Pinoy Radio UK. Pinoy Radio UK. Sumasahing papawid, 24 oras. 24 oras. Buong linggo. Sa www.pinoyradiouk.com. Ang mga pinakapaborito mga awitin, mga pinakaabangang programa, at mga sariwang balita at impormasyon mula at para sa mga kababayang Pilipino sa UK at sa buong mundo. Pinoy Radio UK. Pinoy Radio UK.
Hello, good evening ho. Welcome mo sa ating program. Magandang gabi ho sa inyong lahat. Welcome mo dito po sa Legal Advice Corner. Happy Wednesday ho. Supposedly Tuesday. Pasensya na. We had to move the program to today, no? Supposedly kahapon ho, o kagabi, ang Legal Advice Corner. At excited tayo dahil makikibalita tayo. Siyempre, nakabalik na yung ating pinakamamahal na abogada mula sa kanyang very adventurous walk. Nako, 100 plus kilometers yun. Hindi ko kakayanin ho yun, no? So, it's actually a feat, no? And we were excited yesterday. Sana, pero meron kasing meeting, no? Parang itong NFID, European Network of Filipinos in the diaspora or Filipino diaspora, NFID kung tawagin. At yan ho ay kinabibilangan ng ating mga leaders dito ho sa United Kingdom at mga ibang leaders mula ho sa ibang bansa. Nandun yung mga taga-Italy, Switzerland, Cyprus at Norway. No? Ando dun ho sa NFID, D2D kung tawagin, Dialogue to Diaspora. Okay, so good evening. It's a Wednesday, so I'd like to say happy Wednesday. Supposedly happy Tuesday. Sanay na ho tayo ng every Tuesday ho yung ating show, no? Ito ho yung sa mga first-time viewers ho, ito po yung ating Legal Advice Corner. At pinag-uusapan dito yung mga batas ho rito sa United Kingdom at kung may mga problema yung ating mga kababayan, ano kaya ang dapat nilang gawin, no? Ano pwede nilang gawin, no? At do they need a solicitor, no? Kung may pangailangan, no? Okay, so siyempre, hindi naman ako ang star of the show dahil wala naman ako talaga masyadong alam pagka ang pinag-uusapan ay batas sa UK. Ang star of the show natin, yung Brains and Beauty natin, na hindi ko alam kung malakas siya ngayon, ano ba, kasi meron siyang ginagamit, ship something, no? Wala daw siyang blisters. Makikibalita tayo kung may blisters ba siya dahil naubusan yata ito na sa lompas. So, aalaman natin. Mga kaibigan, yung pinakamamahal nating abogada ng mga Pinoy dito sa United Kingdom, ang managing partner po ng Deo Volente Solicitors or DV Solicitors, walang iba kundi si Attorney DANNA Quinto. Attorney, magandang happy Wednesday sa iyo.
Happy Wednesday and then belated Happy Tuesday sa ating mga tagapanood. Ang mga ka-remote social bubble. It's great to be back. Andito na tayo, naka-suit na ulit tayo. Hindi na tayo naka-spandex at hindi na tayo dehydrated. Welcome back to the usual programming. I hope everyone's okay. How are you, Mr. Laragan? It's good to see you.
Okay naman. I'm still I'm still on with my my goal of achieving something, no, which means I
Yes.
have to lose additional weight. May additional weight pa. I'm on to my final, hopefully, sana. Hindi ko pa na-achieve eh. Pagka na-achieve ko na, then I'll let you know. And
You'll let me
everybody
know.
else, no? Everyone else. Pero kumusta? Ano ba? Ano bang, di ba, pagka may earthquake, may natatakot sila sa mga aftershocks. Ah,
The,
katatapos mo, you finished, culminated on Wednesday ba or Thursday? Wednesday yata, di ba?
it was
So,
Wednesday.
ano
It
pa?
was Wednesday. Yes.
Wednesday. So
So
today's, a week after.
it was
Exacto.
a week. It's a week after. It's exactly a week after. It's very,
Oh, a
very,
week
very
after.
good. A very good
Oh.
timing. Yes. So the last day was my strongest. Siguro nadala ice bath ko, and I tweaked my orthotics a little bit. Tinanggal ko yung parang isang layer niya. So I was yun siguro masyadong mataas for some reason. So I was in very good
Mhm.
shape that day. I was also siguro excited din kasi last day andito na tayo. And it went very well. So super excited, super ganda ng pakiramdam. I got my Compostela, which is the certificate. I didn't bring it today. But you've seen it, the one which is in Latin, naka-Latin yung Compostela. It's been given to pilgrims since the Middle Ages. Yung Compostela certificate na yun, na naging pilgrim ka. So that was very, very good. It was good to see it in reality. Tapos nagpamasahe ako. And then the next day I actually look really dehydrated. So the next day I didn't do very much. What did I do the next day? The next day I had a late flight. So
Mhm.
I just went around Santiago. Andun yung tomb ni Saint James the Apostle. So the relic of Saint James
Mhm.
the Apostle was there, and that's the reason why madaming mga Catholics who visit that cathedral. So I did that, and I did a bit of museums, and then I went to the airport. Ay, katulad ng mga na nababalitaan natin, delayed. Delayed din ang flight ko ng napakatagal, 4 hours
Oh.
akong delayed. So I was hanging
Yeah.
out at the airport for 4 hours. It was okay. It's all right. Hindi siya ganun ka-busy na airport, which is really nice. Medyo maliit lang siya. I got
Ano
back
pangalan?
at
Yung ba yung Galicia Airport? Ano pangalan ng airport?
no, Santiago de
Attorney.
Compostela. Santiago de
Sorry, Santiago
Compostela.
de Compostela. Yeah, okay, okay.
Santiago de
Teka muna,
Compostela Airport.
nasabi mo na ano, na dehydrated ka nung Thursday ba? O Thursday? Bakit dehydrated?
Mainit pa rin yung ano. I think yung aftermath, yung body mo, I think all throughout, I was just although nag-hydrate ako, I just looked dehydrated. Tingnan ako yung pictures ko, and I felt dehydrated. And probably, siguro dahil tapos na ako, I wasn't drinking enough water. Kasi nung during the thing, I was religiously drinking water from 5 in the afternoon until the evening. So siguro yon. And then,
Mhm.
yeah, that was it. One of I think tourist yung nagkumuha niyan eh. Uh, napakabait na tourist natuwa din.
Ito.
But that yeah.
Oo. Ang cute naman. This is the church where you have St. James.
Yeah, Santiago de
Yung
yeah, St. James.
remains.
St.
Oh.
James is inside. The remains of St. James is inside. That's the
Santiago. Sa
pilgrim
Santiago, no?
after the pilgrim's mass, Santiago de
Mhm.
Compostela, that's malayo pa siguro mga 2 kilometers away pa yan eh, Santiago de Compostela. That was the entrance of it. And that's a video of yung mag-ama na yan yung tatay nauna na yung anak. Parang kaklase ko yan during the last 5 days, yung 5 days na yan. So, nagkikita kami. And it was so good to see them kasi hinihintay pala sila ng mag-ina nila doon sa end. Sa end. Ayan sila, nag-reunion.
Wow.
That was really, I caught it. Just, hindi ko naman yun nakita ko lang. And that was the ending. That's the Santiago. It was nice to see them. Kasi nakita ko
Oh,
yung dalawang yan
mm.
all throughout the 5 days. So parang yung pace namin pareho. So we keep passing by each other. And
Mm.
sila yung kasama ko
Ang
sa
galing,
last
galing.
kilometers. And I didn't realize na yung mag-ina nila naghihintay, and they were doing a group hug dun sa sa ano sa
Oh! Uy,
so good.
pag
It's so
ginawa ko
good.
pala yung lakad na yan, direct, pag ginawa ko yan, direct, yung lakad na, pwede mo ako abangan doon sa, sa
Abang-abangan,
ending na lang, no?
magpaabang ka pa lahat ng mga
Unless gusto niya sumabay, no? Kung gusto
unless
sumabay ni Direk,
yun,
ni Paula, oh.
ang dami. That's
Pero
all.
100, how long, ilan ang ano mo, na-negotiate mo, attorney? 110 ba?
115 kilometers.
115, wow, hindi biro yan, ha? Average of
Yeah.
20 yata, di ba? 20 plus per day?
20 plus per day average. The longest was 28.5 kilometers, and that was day 3. That was pretty, that was pretty, it's quite solid. And what I didn't
Uy, ganda lang.
realize that,
Hmm.
kaya kunwari archaeologist tayo.
Ganda na shades mo, oh. Ganda na shades mo, attorney, oh. Ang ganda, oh. Laki, ah.
That was ang balcony sa loob ng cathedral. It was really beautiful. Ako wow ako nung napasok ako kasi hindi siya hindi siya masyado ganun ka obvious from outside yung history, yung architecture. I mean, the architecture is very nice out from outside, but inside hindi mo alam na ang dami palang yung mga rooms, may mga inside courtroom, inside balcony, and then it's just very beautiful. Ang daming mga tao na hindi naman pilgrim na andun lang to really look at the cathedral because of the importance of it as the final resting place of St. James.
Did you get the chance, attorney, to go around Santiago de Compostela as a city, as a town? Ano itsura niya? Ano itsura niya? Did you get to go around? Did you experience a nightlife? Kasi dumating ka ng Wednesday, so you still had Thursday morning ba? That evening ba flight mo coming back to the UK?
No, I didn't go. I didn't go inside Santiago for Wednesday. I didn't go inside. The airport is outside Santiago, the city.
Okay.
So it's outside.
Yeah, pero in the
Although
city itself. So
no, I didn't go no
Outside?
Wednesday. Nung paglanding ko yung airport, parang Heathrow nasa labas ng London. So hindi ako pumasok ng Santiago that day. So I stayed outside the main city. So what I had was just I think nung pagkatapos ko nung Wednesday nung pagkatapos ko, I didn't go out. I was very tired. I was very very tired. I went. I've been walking around restaurants. Yung favorite thing to do ko is beautiful, Mr. Laragan. It's a classic European
wow.
pebbled city. Lots of boutique shops. And daming nice dresses. People are very fashionable. May mga pilgrims, but it's like being somewhere. I don't know because it was a summer. It was really a summer day, but maganda yung vibe. Maganda yung vibe ng place. Highly recommended. Highly recommended. Beautiful place. Daming pagkain, daming pagkain. Daming restaurants. You won't lahat. I had sushi kasi nag-crave ako ng rice. So naghanap ako ng Japanese. Japanese food is one of my favorite cuisines. So pagkatapos kong kumain ng Spanish food for like 6 days, I crave for Japanese food. Amazing Japanese food.
Wow, Japanese food, eh? Pareho tayo, Chinese and Japanese. I was going all over Italy then. I was in Venice. I would be everywhere, even in Paris, France. Nahanap ko yung mga Chinese o Japanese, no?
Yeah.
Pero, pero kaya hindi na. I'll try to go around and eat, no? Yung locally, no? Pero, okay, you were able to hurdle it. Tapos nung medyo pagod ka na, parang kumbaga binuhos mo na yung parang pahinga mo siguro on a Wednesday. But would you, yung ginawa mong leg would be the shorter leg, no? Of the whole, di ba, walk, oh. Pero would you do it again?
Oh, yeah.
O once lang ginagawa yan? Once lang ginagawa yan?
No, wala
Do
namang
it as
bawal
much
doon.
as
Di
you
ka
want?
naman stop ng immigration doon
Ah,
to do it again. Yeah, you can do it. How many times? Madaming permutation, madaming combination yung ruta. The longest route is about 40 days, 30 to 40 days.
wow.
Walking 800, 700 to 800 kilometers. May Camino Portugues. There's a route that starts from Portugal. There's a couple that starts in France, as well as somewhere else in Spain. Madami at nakaka-addict daw. Yun din yung sabi nung nagbigay sa akin ng certificate eh. Sabi niya, people get addicted to this. And merong tradisyon na you pass by, tinuro sa akin ng mga volunteers, you pass by um, a certain church, the Church of Santa Maria. I think na
Mhm.
napass by ko na nag-high lang ako kasi nagmamadali akong pumunta ng end ng Cathedral de Santiago. But you go there and pilgrims promise to come back, God willing. Yun yung promise nila. So it's actually a tradition to come back. People do it yearly or every few years. I would definitely do it again. It's pretty special, ah. Very, very special. Yung combination nila lahat, the combination of like a personal retreat, a physical challenge, the culture, the food, the history, the tradition, the people, the community, and yung ano din na you're being part of something na if you share it with someone who knows about the Camino, a few people know about it. Marami akong tao na bucket list din pala nila yon. So, it's a very good thing to do. Highly recommended, as I always say. But be prepared. Uh, and huwag niyong
Yun ang
gawin na
tanong ko,
sobrang...
sana. Ano ba ang preparasyon? Okay, so it's exciting. It's something adventure food along the way. It enriches your experience. Pero you have to hurdle an average like you did, mga at least over 20 kilometers per day, no? Anong how should they, if they would like to experience it, anong dapat gawin? How do they have
Um,
to prepare? Do they have to walk every day, every week, lug around probably, I don't know, a weekly 70 kilometers a week, ganun, or 100
ah,
kilometers a week?
depende siguro sa fitness level nyo. I think one of the biggest hazard, if I may say, is the heat and yung strain sa katawan. So, kailangan kung araw-araw kayong nagra-run na and you're quite used to pretty strenuous exercise, then you can just incorporate this into your usual routine. But from my research, may mga tao na nagkaka-heart attack. And one of them was a
Hmm?
Filipino last
Oh,
year.
really? Huh?
Our former, I think, consul general as well sa Hawaii. I think he was a consul general, or he was part definitely of the diplomat team. Buddy Gomez, Buddy Gomez. I think it was Buddy Gomez. He
Uh-huh.
died.
Okay.
He was doing exactly what
Wow.
I was doing. May he rest in peace. I was trying to find out kung nasan siya. Nakalampas na ako nung Arzua kung saan siya namatay. I was gonna find kung saan siya namatay and lay a flower sana. But he was 86 when he did it. He's very,
Oh,
kind of heard, he was he was very strong. But he did it the same time I did. So July, mainit. And the same route ako. So yung day 3 ko, if naalala niyo po yung pinakamahaba, natulog lang siya and then he died in his sleep of a heart attack. So that's one of the
okay naman.
hazards
Well, okay naman. Okay naman.
of this
86.
86.
One of the hazards. Tama yan. Tama yan. 86 kasi, no? Pero kung sinabi mo sana mga tipo mga 50 siya, ganyan.
May mga
Tapos he
meron din
died.
meron din
Pero
na,
ito,
na
86 eh. 86 years old na siya, and he died of a heart attack sa kanyang sleep.
and doing
Sleep,
what he probably would like to do. So, I mean, hindi lang din natin ano yung age niya. I've heard people, may mga sudden cardiac death, 40s, 50s, 60s. So, don't be scared of with it. I think the best thing to do is consult your doctor, tell them na you're walking along quite a long distance, what can you do to prepare properly? Kung ano yung electrolytes na pwede. Quite important yung electrolytes because that will really minsan yung dehydration yung nagko-cause ng ng cardiac I think what caused all of those all of the system to give up. So pick a cooler month. That's definitely one thing I will change. Make sure na yung gagamitin yung sapatos na break in yun na, huwag kayong gagamit ng bago. And make sure na try nyo na mag-walk at least yung daily na 20-25 kilometers, if not more. So I think consult kayo ng mga experts. Consult someone at the gym, consult your doctor kung dito kayo, consult a GP. Get prepared. If you're prepared, then mas mamamanage mo yung hazard. And please, may mga crossing sa road, isa din po yan na hazard. Not so much kung maaga kayo, but be careful as well. Kahit tayong Pilipinas, sanay tayo eh. Sanay akong umano eh. Sanay akong mag-jaywalking. Hindi naman jaywalking, tumawid sa daan. So it didn't really bother me kasi alam mo naman sa atin, tapos bilisan mo na lang and be very, very careful all the time. But it's worth it. If just like any endeavors, any marathon or mga physical endurance, there's always a risk. There's always a health risk. The best thing to do is prepare for it, manage it, expect na mapuput talaga sustain yung body nyo. I thought, siguro ako na underestimate ko din siya nung konti. Yung heat lalo na hindi ko na-expect na ganun kainit. But that's something that I would probably do better next time. Magdadala ng mas maraming electrolytes. I could probably make my my bag lighter. But the good thing that I did was yung mga salompas, yung lacrosse ball, oh my God, that was a lifesaver. And yung hiking pole, that was it. That was really, hiking pole was very good. Salompas, my hiking wool was a godsend.
Hiking pole. Yung hawakan?
Yeah.
Okay.
Pole.
Hiking pole.
And
Alright,
and
really,
my hiking wool. Yeah, yung kasi nako, yun ang naramdaman ko.
Pero ilan ang pole? Isa lang ba? Minsan kasi nakikita ko dati, minsan may naglalakad, dalawa pa, akala, nung bago ko rin, sabi ko, ano yan, nag-i-ski ba yan? Di ba, minsan may parang dalawang ganyan? Pero siya, isa, dalawa?
Isa lang. Kasi
Isa lang.
hindi naman siya, for me, hindi naman, madaming nagdadalawa ha. Ako, sa tingin ko kasi, hindi pa, isa lang, malakas yung kabilang knee ko. So I was pretty confident na okay lang yung isa. And I was trying to be minimal about my my gear. So I was fine. But if you want to bring two, madaming nagdadala nun to. I was just bringing, I brought one. That was enough for me. So yung hiking wool, ay nako, yun talaga, nako, hindi po siya fake news. It was really, it does work. Yung lanolin, that was the oil from the lamb's wool, yan yung magko-coat ng skin mo and it prevents blister. I graduated without blister. 115 kilometers. First time ng endurance event ko na wala akong blister. Used to graduate na may patay na kuko o may blister, but this time around, no blister at all. I went straight to helping out the garden party the next day. So straight away, after sleeping for a few hours, diretso ako, tumulong ako sa mag-prepare sa isang garden party. So I was fairly mobile, very mobile actually. Very, very mobile.
Okay, question lang, no? You were doing an average of mga 20 plus kilometers per day, di ba?
Yes.
Pwede bang, okay, so you are trying to do it on a 5-day walk, yata 5-day, yan ba pwedeng, let's say, kalahati lang ng ginawa mo per day? Okay lang yan? Walang
Yeah, I mean, kung mas may time kayo, yeah, that's fine. No problem at all. Yeah.
Pero
gusto
yung
nyo,
sinasabi mo 40 days na lakad, yan ba ay on average 20 per month, per over
mga
20
ganun
a day?
mga
Ganun din
ganun din.
talaga. So yung sinasabi mong mahabang ruta na yon, ang average nun nasa 20.
May mga konti, may mga 15, may mga rest day, siguro dalawa yung rest day doon. What you do wanna do is, kasi you're going from one village to another, so you don't really wanna just do 5 kilometers na hindi ka naman, na wala kang, it depends on saan din yung next village, or saan yung next na accommodation that you can get. So, you'll have to look at yung itinerary mo and kung saan ka magbe-base sa next town if you wanna do lesser kilometers per day. And that's definitely possible dun sa ruta ko. Pwede yun. Yung big day ko na day 3, maraming humahati doon na 15, 15, 15 and 14 lang. Or 14 and 14 rather. 14 and 14.5
Ayan.
kilometers. So pwede naman.
Okay, ituloy natin yung kwentuhan natin, no? But in the meantime, we'll have some greetings na yung little game that we have. Ano nga pala topic natin for today, attorney? What do we have for today?
It's tips for clients, so when they do, di ba free consultation tayo, para ma-maximize nila what's the information that they need to prepare before as well, divorce legal consultation or a family law legal consultation. So if they're gonna call me, it would be best for them to prepare these information para ma-maximize at mabigay yung as much as possible na advice na mabibigay ko. Kasi minsan tatanungin ko, tapos, ay, hindi, I don't know yet, or hindi ko alam, or hindi ko matandaan. So, hopefully, this will give you a good starting point in your case.
Tama, no? Para mas mabilis, mas mabilis kumbaga, the discussion. You can discuss yung proceedings, no? If you have the required information, no? Tama yan. At least nakabuo na, nakaayos na lahat ng mga information para pagka dinidiscuss na, mas mabilis, mas madali, no? Hindi na pabalik-balik. Okay, direct, sige, let's go do sa ating bumper and then pahulaan natin kay attorney kung sino ang unang bumate. Sige, go, go, go! Okay, ayan. Okay. Sige, attorney, ayan. Although, yung mga nanonood ngayon, no, baka naninibago kayo, hindi ho replay ito. This is live on a Wednesday ho, no? Pasensya na kayo. We were supposed to do it yesterday, kaya lang meron kasing NFID meeting yesterday, and we attended that. So, we were supposed to do the broadcast from there. Medyo alanganin kasi yung yung ating dating doon. Kaya hindi tayo nakapag-prepare kagad. But in the meantime, yeah, okay. So, sino ang una, attorney? Sino una? Ito, live ho ngayon to. Kayong mga nanonood ngayon, Wednesday ho ngayon. Pero hindi ho every Wednesday to every Tuesday pa rin ang ating legal advice corner. Kanya nga lang, minubo lang namin a day after. Okay, sino, attorney?
Sa tingin ko, Marian Galicia Paner naman. Because parating ibang tao, I wanna swap it. I wanna change it up a little bit. So, Marian Galicia Paner. Kasi nakita ko siya kanina sa social media ko. So, hello, Marian Galicia Paner.
Okay. Sige, tignan natin. Marian Galicia Paner nga ba? Tignan natin. Uy!
Completely.
Juliet Marcelino. Wow. Totoo ba yan, direct? Talagang si Juliet? Una? Wow.
Nagulat wala,
Juliet. Oo. Pero kilala ko to. Kilala ko siya, pero hindi pa kami nagkita. I think she's from the same place as we. Taga-Caloocan din siya eh. Ang kilala yata niya, kilala niya yung naging parang girlfriend ko noon. So magkaklase yata sila o something.
Small world.
Pero nalaman ko na lang through nalaman ko lang doon sa yun nga nagkaroon kami ng communication ng Pero yan, magkakalala pala yan. Yan. Mukhang nasa abroad si Juliet. Pagkakalam ko, may nakita akong post eh. Ano pakibasa, attorney? Nabasa mo na ba?
Oo, nasan ka? Hello, Sonny and Attorney Ganda Dana. Naku! Thank you, Juliet.
Nako,
You're
kita
very
mo, attorney, ha?
kind. Maganda ka rin.
Oo.
Asan ka ba? Nasan ka? Nasan ka? Where are
Oh,
you?
nasa
Nasan?
YouTube siya. So, you can watch us nga
Nasan
pala,
parte
by
ng
the way, on
mundo?
YouTube. Live, oh. Nasa ka ngayon, Juliet? Kasi parang meron
Nasan
akong
parte
dumaan
ng
siya na,
mundo?
kasi ano ko siya, parang Facebook friend ko siya, na parang nakita ko, na ano, na tawag dito, parang nasa abroad yata ako, di ako nagkakamali, no? O nasa labas
Baka
ng UK ba?
naka-holiday. Yeah, everyone's on holiday at the
Naka-holiday
moment.
ka ba?
The kids break. Naka-holiday ka ba, Juliet?
Oo,
Tanong mo.
ano sinasabi mo? Parang holiday yata ngayon ng mga bata, no? Wala nang pasok ngayon, no?
Holiday ng mga bata po. Yes.
Oh, holiday. Yes, 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 yes. Okay, so bago yan, ha? Si Juliet, first time attorney, ha? So,
First time.
sino second natin? First time natin.
Panininig ako
Sino
yan.
second natin? Second.
Kaya si
Si
Marian Galicia Paner.
Marian Galicia
Narinig
Paner
ko
ulit. Marian Galicia Paner. Let's see. Tingnan natin direct. Go, go, go.
Ay,
Oh, yes, yes. Very good.
Thank you,
Very
Mama.
good. Very good. Very good. Marian.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Oh, taga,
Yan.
taga saan ba
Bago
to si
profile
Marian ba?
picture ni Marian natin mo. Bago profile picture. Naka-dress.
Wow.
Naka-dress. Ako,
Wow.
wow. Favorite color mo red.
Dress,
Ayan,
ha?
oh.
Oo.
It's
Favorite
dress
color?
or-
Ikaw,
Yeah,
ikaw ba, attorney, ano
exactly.
favorite color mo? What's your favorite color?
White. Absence of color. White.
White.
Yeah, I love white. I
White,
love it.
oh.
And
Meron akong
black. White
angel,
and black.
white and black. Okay,
Yeah, white
okay.
and black. Yeah.
All right.
Basahin natin.
Okay, sige. Si Marian Galicia Paner, basahin mo. Sige, basahin natin.
Hello po, Kuya Sonny and Attorney Dana at sa lahat. Happy Wednesday po sa ating lahat and stay safe po always po. God bless po. God bless you too, Marian. Happy Wednesday.
God bless
Bye-bye
you,
na tayo.
Marian. Taga saan ka ba, Marian? Dito sa UK, no? I'm curious lang ako. Hindi ko alam kung nasabi niya na yan dati. Naalala mo ba, attorney? Taga saan si
Dorset
Marian?
ata. Nasa Dorset.
Dorset.
Devon.
Dorset, Devon. Magkakatabi yan, di ba, attorney? Dorset,
Magkakatabi
Devon,
lang.
at saka... Teka muna, yung bang Land's End is... Cornwall is a part of Dorset? Tama ba? O Cornwall,
Hindi ko
Dorset?
masyado.
Ganyan?
I think after, and actually hindi ko alam. Pero magkakaani sila sa
Oh, okay.
southeast, southwest, rather, southwest.
Oo, ang Devon ba?
England.
Cornwall. Ang Dorset ba? Part of Cornwall. Ganyan. Anyway. Yeah, maganda rin sa ano, sa... Gloucestershire. Gloucester.
Ano ba siya? Sa Gloucester ba?
Taga
Sa
Gloucester
Gloucester ba?
pala si Marian. Sa ba Gloucester?
Sorry. Sino ba yung ano? Sino ba yung taga Dorset?
Gloucestershire
Taga
daw
Dorset.
siya. Oo.
Gloucester.
Gloucester. Okay. Mabuhay kayo sa Gloucester. Sa ba Gloucester? Sa dami. Alam mo, Tony, naikot ko na yata halos lahat ng UK, no?
Yeah.
Na-drive-an ko na, no? Oo. So, Lake District, napunta ka na nga pala, di ba? Nag-volunteer kaya tayo noong araw. Tama ba yung kwento ko? Tama ba yun? Natatanda ko ba? Tama ba yun?
Yeah.
You did a voluntary
go.
thing, and then you...
Yeah.
And then there was a charity that you were able to parang join, and that you were able to be there.
Yes, a good friend of mine has a second home there, so may community.
Wow.
Community, a lawyer, another lawyer. So yung British mother ko, that's a good friend of mine, and my second British mother, she's got a second home in Hawkshead, sa Lake District. So I went a few holidays, also on charity events. So we know a few people na mga local there. So hello sa mga taga Hawkshead. Shout out to
All right.
people. And madami pong Pilipino sa Lake District Ayun ang ano sa akin, ang kwento sa akin. Madaming Filipino, there's quite a huge community of Filipino in Lake District. Lake District is beautiful kaso parating umuulan. Ayun lang.
Right. Nung nandun kami last year, I think, I don't know if I was celebrating my birthday there. Basta sometime July of last year din eh. Yeah, we enjoyed it. Except there was one place hindi ko napuntahan. Sayang, yung upper part, sayang. Yun lang. I've been to all of parts ano tawag dito sa Lake District. Ang Lake District, malilit din ang kalsada. No,
Yes.
treacherous din ang driving doon. Pero
Yes.
nag-enjoy ako kasi para kang nasa roller coaster, akyat baba. Pero,
That,
pero sa Cornwall, grabe. As in, ang liit talaga ng kalsada, and they're known for it. So, meron isang series na kinunan sa I think it's Port Isaac, yung Doc Martin. So what I did was I started sinubukan ko lang yung free trial ng BritBox. Pwede niyo may cancel kaagad eh. BritBox, have you heard of BritBox? Combination of ITV and BBC, mga oo. So nag-register ako, ano ba tawag dito? Libre naman, 1 week lang. So I don't know kung patapos na ngayon. Just to try out and watch the Doc Martin series. Totoo talaga, ang sigip talaga. Talagang very stressful mag-drive sa Cornwall. Lalo na yung mga B roads, no? So I wouldn't do that again now. I'll make sure when I go to Cornwall to make use of the A roads, no? Kasi ano yan eh, M, which is the motorway, and the next one is A, and then the B roads. Ayan. Ganun ang parang ranking niya. B roads. So, uy nga pala, Tony, di ba? Nag-ano ka na, tama ba? Tuloy pa rin ba yun?
Napostpone ng aking...
Napostpone.
Laglag kasi ako. Wala akong...
Oo nga. Hindi, okay lang yun.
Wala akong time. At hindi talaga ako nag-enjoy mag-drive. That's one thing I want to. I really want to. I just don't enjoy it. But I'm gonna try to find, yun yung mga time na pag nagkukwento ka ng mga joyride nyo, mga road trip nyo, dun yung mga time na parang, ang sarap siguro na, I can just drive to Scotland or to Lake District or kahit Peak District or Cornwall, and then naisip ko yung mga roundabout. Tapos, sige.
Oh, yeah.
Madali ata mag-train or mag-flight. So, one day, definitely.
Totoo yan.
Sa Scotland, talaga.
Totoo yan. I love it because... sorry?
Hindi ka
makakapunta.
Sa mga liblib na mga mountains na napakaganda.
Yeah.
Hindi ka marunong mag-drive. That really is restricting your ability to see the world in some ways.
Pero tama ka, attorney, doon sa sinabi mo na train or mag-bus or something because you need the driving, yung parang stressful din ang driving kasi. You have to be alert all the time, no? Pagka pagod ka, mahirap mag-drive, antukin ka, di ba? So, stressful din. Mas maganda nga talaga yung nakasakay ka na lang, di ba, may bus or may train. You leave, sabi nga, di ba, ng mga buses, leave the driving to us. Di ba? Enjoy the ride.
Yeah, exactly.
So, wala kang worries, no? Oo, wala kang worries. Ang downside lang nun is, when you get to the place, you will have to keep on commuting. Kunyari, kung may sasakay ka, dumating ka na sa city center, and then you go to one place, then you'll have to take the public transport. So, it takes you a long time, no? A longer time. Whereas kung dala mo yung sasakyan mo, you can just go, yun nga lang ang problema, mga parking, ang daming hassles na kailangan no? So, yun lang, Okay, teka muna, third. Sige, sino ang pangatlo natin? So, tama ka kay Maria, ano tawag dito, kay Marian Galicia Paner. Maria, kay Marian, Sino pangatlo natin, Tony?
Isip ko lang si Rudy. Naalala ko lang si Rudy. Mga team
Rudy Libroho. Parang nasa bucket list ko yan. Kailangan mapuntahan ko na yan, yung Northern Ireland na yan. Sige, let's go. Rudy Libroho. Tignan na nga natin kung tama.
Si Edgar!
Edgar!
Buhay, andito pala.
Kausap ko lang kanina na kalalabas ng Aldi ngayon. Okay, sige, okay. Sige,
Yun.
attorney.
Ayan, magandang gabi. Happy Dagdag Kaalaman Day sa inyong lahat. Hi, Attorney DQ, legendary sexy SL, direct kumpaw-paw sa aking mga pinagpipitagan na ka-SRB. Ingatan po lagi. Hi lang. Hi, Dan, Edgar, and Irene, and the kids. Naku, nakakatuwa naman. They're very kind. Napaka-supportive ni Edgar dun sa aking Camino. Thank you, Edgar. You're very kind. Tinitingnan, okay ka lang ba dyan? Buhay ka pa ba dyan? yun, know, yun ang parang...
Totoo yan. Edgar
very
sounds he's a nice fellow. He's a nice, kind-hearted person. Sometimes when you look at his post, it makes your day. Di ba? Kunyari, malungkot ka o stress ka. Di ba? Yung kanyang very innocent na cute na mga pinopost niya. Nakakatuwa. Oh, yun nga pala. Bali fiesta lang nga pala sa Sabado at tayo mag-MC nga diyan sa event nila, no? And hopefully we're trying to live stream it, attorney. Subukan natin i-live stream to. Subukan namin i-direct na ma-live stream 'yon. Kaya yeah, no? Kausapin natin si Edgar kung ano yung mga additional requirements na pwede nating mahiling doon sa grupo nila, no? Para maging successful. We can try it. This will be the first time that we're going to be live streaming an event. Ayun. So panoorin ho niyo yan. Pero mas maganda na doon kayo dahil magkikita tayo, no? Unless kayo nga pala, no, attorney, isa yun, may something sa iyong relatives, no? Medyo yung napag-usapan natin, no? So, yan, no? Edgar, lumalaban si Edgar.
Yan, isa pa yan. Madaming bundok yun sa... Ayan, si Rudy!
Oy! Na-miss ni Rudy. Na-miss mo yung isang
Naku! Yeah. So, Rudy, hinulaan kita third honor. Kaso, na-late ka ata. Okay lang.
Every time nakikita ko siya, attorney, lagi kang parang gusto kang pumunta sa Belfast. No? Gusto ko magpunta riyan.
Punta tayo din na Sol. Tara, mag-live tayo doon. Tayo mag-live.
Tapos pwede mag-bus papunta ng no? Pwede mag-bus papunta ng Dublin. Isang bus or train. Para mapuntahan din naman. So, we're hitting both. Yeah, okay. Sige, pakibasa lang, attorney, no? Pakibasa.
Happy Wednesday, beauty, fit, and brain, Attorney Donna, and very slim and good-looking Sir Sonny, and super Sir Edgar, and lovely Direct Paula. Syempre, all happy viewers from Team Libroho. Galing. Mia, I think, was doing a guesting on one of the shows. Nakita ko sa social media. So, well done, Mia. Galing-galing. Very talented. Galing.
Okay. Guesting saan? Sa isang radio station?
Yeah. And hindi ko na kung ano yun. Basta she had a show.
Okay.
Show ata.
Show. Okay. Who posted it? Si Rudy nag-post? Or si Mia?
Rudy din.
Si Rudy. Okay. Good. All right. Gusto ko lang tag dito. Edgar, tsaka Rudy, baka pwede yung lagyan na ng laude, cum laude, kasi pagka cum lang, C-O-M lang, may connotation kasi, kaya kulang, hindi lang naintindihan. Ano ba yung cum na yun, no? Lagyan na cum laude ho.
Cum laude na, kasi pwede na ata.
Cum laude. Pwede na ata, okay. Hindi, kasi kung nilalabas din lang naman din yan, Edgar, tsaka Rudy, kung nilalabas din lang naman ninyo, lagyan nyo ng laude. Kasi yung di ba, may yan, either positive or negative. On the positive side, cum is ano ba tawag dito, parang besides, parang ganun yata cum, kunyari, used as a sentence yan. Basta yung cum would parang with or aside from.
Kompletuhin nyo na lang, yun. Kompletuhin
nyo, laude.
Kasi pwede na atang i-announce, di ba? Pwede na, di ba, direct? Malapit na.
Pero nakalagay kasi lagi niya kasi nakalagay yung cum na yun eh. Laging nakalagay yung cum. Paki-kompleto mo na cum laude. Kasi noong una ko makita, sabi ko, ba't kulang yata? Gano'n, no? Pero yun nga kasi, baka yung word na yun, kasi medyo may negative yan eh. May positive din. Buti ko alam ng mga kababayan natin kung ano yung positive doon, no? Direct, ano ibig sabihin ng come, no? CUM, parang ano yan eh. When you use it in a sentence, kunyari, uh, I go to the town, basta may come eh. Ano ba meaning na CUM? Basta may another meaning yan eh. Parang nay, yung parang ni, di ba? Kunyari, si Sharon Cuneta, nay, o kunyari, Sharon Pangilinan, nay, Ureta. Cuneta pala, Cuneta. Nay, parang yung, also known as, or before her name, parang yung CUM, may meaning yan eh. Anyway, may dagdag pang greeting, direct? Ayun. Uy, Marilyn Jones.
Jones.
Wow.
Yeah, maganda.
Kilala mo ba ito, attorney?
Yes, ano yun eh, Tita Lola eh, kapatid ata
Yes.
Yung mga, nung mga
yes, yung mga nagsumayaw.
Lady
Yes, Marilyn. Oh, mabuhay, Marilyn Jones, ha? Mabuhay kaya.
Magandang gabi daw
Mabuhay, yes,
po,
yes.
Attorney Dana and Sir Sonny at sa lahat po ng taga-subaybay ng inyong programa. Magandang gabi din po. It's nice to see you today.
Thank you very much. Magandang gabi, ha? Marilyn. Uy, si Ma'am Cora.
Cora!
Good evening.
Naku, it's nice to see you, Tita Cora. Hello, Sir Sonny, Attorney Dana, and all. Masayang gabi. Masayang gabi din po, Tita Cora Corsola. Go, Damians!
Oo nga. Yeah. Si Edgar, ano ito?
Magigaya ka mag-drive pag convertible car mo, lukol ka, try mo. Actually, yes. Ang aking gustong-gusto na car is a classic car. And it's a Triumph Spitfire sometime between 1960s. So 1960 or 1961, 62 or 63. The Triumph Spitfire. So it's a beautiful car, small, liit katulad ko. And a convertible. Beautiful car. Yun na yung binaano ko.
Ano yan? Parang racing car ba yan? Ng panahon niya?
Hindi naman talaga siya racing car. It's just a classic car.
Okay. Para din yung mga rilong yung mga kinokolekta mo, no?
Kamukha po siya ng
yes,
MG.
Yes, good.
Mga MG. Yes, so Triumph Spitfire.
Okay.
Although hindi ako makakarating siguro ng Scotland kung yun ang gamit ko.
Matagal. Baka matagal.
Matagal at baka
bagal.
I don't think mabagal siya. It's just that it's a 1960s. Hindi na siya ginagawa. So it's 1960s, mostly restored cars na lang siya ngayon. So I'm not sure if you'd like to drive it to Scotland. So 1960s to yung 1960s na range niya is very beautiful. So yeah, Triumph Spitfire.
Okay. Well, I know Spitfire as the planes of the British planes na sa World War II. Alam ko rin yung Triumph. It's a parang popular brand of motorcycle, no? Pero okay pala, may Triumph Spitfire pala na kotse, no? Back in the 60s, attorney?
60s, 70s,
and galing.
80s. But pinaka-beautiful nila na models are the 60s, and it's absolutely gorgeous. And proportionate sa size ko kasi maliit siya. Maliit siya.
Pero I wonder lang kung paano kaya ride niya, no? Kasi naka manual gear yan. And at the same time, siguro, I don't know, nasa third gear or fourth gear kaya ang highest. Kasi ngayon, nasa fifth at saka sixth gear na ngayon eh. Yung mga manual eh. Sixth gear, baka, I don't know, kung 3 gears. But it's good, ha? Maganda yung mga ganyan. Classic, yung classic cars. At saka ano yan, parang tax, may ano yan, parang, may ano sila, nagiging tax siya, I don't know kung shield, anong word yun, kung ano.
Vehicle tax. Yeah.
Right. Okay. All right. Direct, meron pa tayo additional? Okay, all right. So we're gonna have a short, ready na pala tayo para doon sa topic natin, no? So, sige. We're gonna have a short break, mga kaibigan. At doon sa sinasabi ni attorney na bago, let's say, kung let's say, gusto nyo kausapin siya, or if you want to talk to a solicitor tungkol sa inyong divorce, kailangan mag-prepare kayo. I-prepare nyo. Ano yung mga dapat nyo i-prepare? Tama ba? Yung ba i-discuss mo, attorney?
Exactly. And hindi lang din divorce. Actually, family law, any family law matter. But mostly, dahil divorce yung una talagang nagtitrigger nito. So family will talk about children. Kung nandun kayo sa point na magsiseparate kayo, you'll automatically talk about three things: the children, the divorce in itself, and the dealing with the finances. So ano yung kailangan yung i-prepare kung andun kayo, maghihiwalay kayo, you wanna talk to a lawyer, ano yung mga kailangan mong impormasyon na i-gather bago ka pumunta sa abogado para ma-maximize mo yung consultation.
Ayan. Okay. So we're gonna have a short break, mga kaibigan. At pagbalik natin, pag-uusapan natin ito, no? Information to prepare before a divorce legal consultation. Huwag ko kayong alis, saglit po lamang.
Mula doon hanggang ngayon, serbisyong mapagkakatiwalaan, serbisyong maaasahan pagdating sa inyong mga padalang balikbayan boxes. Dito ka na sa Forex Cargo. Sa presyong kayang-kaya ng bulsa, sigurado ka pa sa inyong padala. Forex Cargo. Dahil kailangan makarating. Call 0208-813-7064. O ano pang inaantay niyo mga kabayan? Tayo na sa Forex Cargo.
%, all natural, tasty, healthy, versatile, 4 unique flavors. Taste a real sauce. Galettos.
Problema ka ba sa landlord mo? Baka AV ka na ni Kuya. May problema sa mga kapitbahay, sa trabaho. O kaya naman kay Mister o kay Mrs. Away tungkol sa mala, mga may utang, mga aksidente, daing o laban sa ospital or sa NHS. Harassment? O baka naman may stalker ka na gusto mong ireklamo? Punta na sa DV Solicitors para matulungan ka pagdating sa mga litigations at iba pang mga legal concerns. DV Solicitors at 2nd floor, Howard House, St. John Street, Bedford, MK42 0DJ. Tumawag sa 01234-350-244 or 01234-225-188 o kaya naman mag-email sa d.quinto@dvsolicitors.com. Visit our website at www.dvsolicitors.com.
Mula sa kabisera ng Inglaterra, sa puso ng Britanya, London, UK. London, UK. Ito ang Channel Philippines Network. Pinoy Radio UK. Pinoy Radio UK. Sumasahing papawid 24 oras. 24 oras. Buong linggo. Sa www.pinoyradiouk.com. Ang mga pinakapaborito mga awitin, mga pinakaabangang programa, at mga sariwang balita at impormasyon mula at para sa mga kababayang Pilipino sa UK at sa buong mundo. Pinoy Radio UK. Pinoy Radio UK.
Okay, tuloy-tuloy ho tayo sa ating program. Ito po ang Legal Advice Corner on a Wednesday ho. Pero hindi ho regular na Wednesday, only for today, only for this week. Dahil supposedly kahapon, but we had to move it to today, no? Okay, ayan, welcome natin once again yung ating, star of the show, no? Siya ho ang talagang nakakaalam ng mga bagay-bagay na mga kasagutan sa mga tanong na legal, no? Dito po sa United Kingdom. Siyempre, i-welcome natin once again yung ating lumakad ng mahigit 100 ilang kilometro, more than 110, no? So sa Santiago de Compostela, mga kaibigan, si Attorney Danna Quinto. Attorney, magandang gabi once again.
Magandang gabi, Mr. Laragan. Ako, hindi lang ako ang star of the show. Ikaw talaga din ang star of the show, Mr. Laragan. Ikaw ang, dito
Hindi.
ang dami-dami mo na-inspire
Ikaw ang
sa
may
akin.
alam.
Ikaw pa rin ako.
Ikaw, I was about to say aspire din kasi attorney yung adventures mo, the way that you do things. Alam mo now, because I'm seeing you doing all of these things, I thought of doing kite surfing. Kite surfing? I don't know. But before I do kite surfing, I have to learn how to swim dahil hindi ako marunong lumangoy. So,
Ay, pareho tayo dyan.
you know,
Yun ang bucket list natin. Sige, matuto tayo lumangoy. Pareho tayo hindi marunong lumangoy.
yeah, hindi ako marunong lumangoy. Hindi rin ako marunong ngayon, I just don't want to say I know how to cook, but now I know how to prepare my own food. No? Dati kasi, inaasa ko lang, or bibili ka lang ng ready-made, or may magluluto para sa'yo. But now I can not really live on my own, pero hindi na ako pwedeng magutom. I can prepare my food na. Okay na yun. And I only learned it recently, and that's the reason why itong changes sa akin. For example, if I am losing fat, no, or yung aking weight loss program, nang dahil doon sa yun nga, yung aking abilidad na makapag-prepare ng sarili kong food na hindi na ako aasa sa iba. And yun nga, na-inspire din ako sa'yo dahil nga you do all of these challenges, you climb mountains, you do these long walks na because through the years, diba, tumatakbo ka pa, nagmamarathon ka, and itong huli mo nga, sabi mo nga, yung mga tips mo nga doon sa paa mo na hindi ka, for the first time, wala kang blisters. And you found the secret, diba? Oh, yeah. Or the technique, the strategy, although the salonpas is still a part of it. But question, kailangan pa rin ba salonpas or because of that wool na merong sabi mo may parang doon, may part na nilalagay ka niya doon sa wool na yun, di ba? Meron din bang?
Yeah, may hiker's wool and then meron din ako yung parang paste, yung parang balm na pinapahid ko sa paa ko para hindi siya nagpe-friction. Yung sa lampas po para po sa muscle yon. It's not really, it's for muscle pain.
Sa muscle.
Parang sa ating Pilipino, di ba?
Okay, sa muscle pain.
When we're growing up,
okay, sa muscle pain.
Mga adults na naglalagay ng salompas, ewan ko kung psychological ba yun.
So, kailangan na salompas.
Kailangan. Ako, for me, yun, napakagaan lang eh. Tapos, mafe-feel mo yung relief na parang nare-relax yung muscle mo. So, for me, it really did help. And I wish I brought more. So, nirasyon ko din yung salompas ko.
Di ba nga? Nabanggit mo medyo.
Ubusan ako ng electrolytes. Yeah. So, bring more salompas, bring more electrolytes.
Teka muna. When you say bring more salompas, pero alam mo na, you will be working for 4 or 5 days. One per day ba ang ginawa mong allotment? When you say I should have brought more, ano ibig sabihin nun? You were using 2 or many salompases on many parts of your body?
No, at first I think I used a few nung naparami yung dala ko. Kasi 10 ata yung dala ko. Naparami yung lagay ko nung unang, I think second day. And then, masyado na carried away ako. Tapos towards the end, tagdadalawa na lahat sa, tawag doon, yung arch ng feet ko. So, tag-isa, left and right. So parang dapat pala nirasyon ko na, dalawa isang araw. So, yun ang maling-maling strategy ko. So, kung gano'n,
okay.
you'd have to yourself, ito lang yung budget ko na sa lampas per day. Kasi, ito lang yung dala ko.
Pero magaan yan. Magaan yan. Sabi mo nga, next time, magaan yan. Pero sabi mo, next time, you will be traveling lighter. Kaya ko naman natanong, parang naging resolution mo, you will travel a bit lighter pa. Kumbaga, if you can go lighter pa, you will do that, no? I was about to suggest sana yung parang gun. Pero kung lalagyan ka ng gun dyan, mas lalong mabigat yun, di ba? Compared to a salompas, di ba? So, more salompas na lang.
every time, kahit bote lang ng tubig na ilalagay nyo. Pag gano'n mo, syempre, pang 4 na araw mo na nagdadala ng mga 4 na kilo, di ba? Ay, nako.
Yeah.
Ramdam na ramdam mo pag nainom mo na yung tubig mo. Sabi mo, ay, naku, salamat. And so I was trying to go lighter and lighter because you'll be feeling more tired towards. So the idea is you go lighter and lighter. If you can with food. I don't really bring, may emergency snack lang ako just in case. Yung chicharicos pala yun. Sabi ko chicharon na naguluhan sila eh. So yung mga Espanyol, sabi niya, anong chicharon? Yung chicharon di ba yun eh? Chicharicos, yung parang chicharon sa atin. So tuwan-tawa ako doon kasi salt tsaka sarap, di ba? So yun ang emergency
Salt,
food ko.
salt din. Parang ano mo, electrolytes mo rin siguro. Parang electrolytes mo rin.
So something that
okay.
salty, keeps well light. It's light, very light. So yun ang aking emergency snack. But apart from that, I could have probably, may mga, ewan ko ba, tama ka, bakit ako nagdala ng 2 shades? I stand corrected, isa lang yung kailangan nyo. And for some reason, ang dami kong charger na dala. And mabigat pala yung charger. Hindi tingnan ko. Ayun,
okay.
Naka...
So, kung kasama, when you set out, attorney, when you set out, for example, okay, when you set out, halimbawa, may tubig ka, may, siguro buo yun. Anong weight mo when you start out? Anong weight ng bag mo when you finish?
It's I probably think it's more of water. I brought less water towards the end kasi ano na ako, confident na ako na alam ko na kung paano i-manage yung tubig ko. Nabibili ako sa next stop. So nung una medyo hindi ko pa alam eh. So takot ako, dala ako 750 ml and then may extra pa ako na maliit, so mga 1.2 liters. So that's 1.2 kilograms. Towards then, I have a 500 ml and then a 330 ml maliit na tubig na ano ko lang yon, emergency water. Just in case wala akong mahanap, or kailangan ko magbigay ng tubig to someone else, which could happen. Kasi may nakita ako muntikan mahimatay doon. And I offered my electrolytes. yung rasyon ko na electrolytes, I offered it. Sabi ko, you want electrolytes? May dala naman sila, so that was okay. So yun yung iniisip ko. Yun yung isa sa mga na iniisip ko. And then I donated my sleep liner. Nilagay ko na lang, iniwan ko doon sa pensyon. Sabi ko, this is new, unused. Kasi hindi ko pala kailangan. So, that's 250 grams na nawala din. And then towards the end, I wanted a conditioner. Yun ang isa sa mga luxury ko kasi yung buhok ko ay nagtatantrum pag mainit. So that was something that towards the end I got rid of. So I was definitely lighter. Siguro I would have been lighter by 500 grams to about 700 grams by the end. Makes a huge difference, ha? Kasi talagang mabilis ang
kalahating.
And that's
okay.
about 4 hours to 5 hours of walking. So instead of having 5 kilograms on your pack, it's 4 kilograms. And that's about 10%, roughly about, or less, or more than, less than that, 10% ng body weight ko. And yun daw yung tama. You have to have like 10% of your body weight. That's good. 10 to 12%. I don't know kung anong exact, but that's good.
10 to 12% of your body weight, which weight ng bubuhatin mo?
Yun ang sinasabi, may nabasa ako. I don't know how realistic that is. Because that's very ultralight. Kahit ako na ultralight, naramdaman ko sa naramdaman ko sa knees ko. Naramdaman ko nung And I think it's just more on, pagod ka lang towards the end. Yung knees mo, kaya. Ang question wag ka ma-injure.
Okay. Quick question lang bago tayo, so before we go into the topic, no. The quick last question lang. Before you left the attorney, have you tried on one of those days na maglakad and then with a bag and then you were just testing it? Siguro, I don't know po anong weight. Did you do, may ginawa ka man parang testing?
Yeah, I did about 4.8 kilograms. Roughly the same, 4.8 kilograms. But I did it 3 hours. So 3 hours lang. So iba yung, kung 3 hours lang, okay lang. So yun ang lesson ko. 3 hours, and dala-dala mo yun, di mo ma-feel. But if you're bringing it 6 hours every day, daily for 5 days. Every little
Tama.
every little thing would
Oo.
count. If you're on your backpack, it's as if bigla kang bumigat ng 6 na kilo and yung knees mo
Wow.
biglang, wow, ano nangyayari? Bakit ka biglang bumigat ng 6 na kilo or 5 kilo? After, and you're carrying that for 6, and the longest was 8 to 9 hours. I had a 9-hour day, including breaks. Kung
Wow.
hindi light yung dala mo, mararamdaman mo talaga, as in, yun ang
Wow.
magiging,
Hindi namin malalaman yan. Pagka biglang dumating yung partner, ay, ito pala yung sinasabi ni attorney na biglang bibigat, dismo, biglang, kasi it's a stage, di ba? It's something that you will
it's
have
a
to
study.
personally experience, Pero you can say that,
Exactly.
dahil sabi mo nga, 3 hours, walang problema.
Walang problema.
Kala mo okay, pero in reality nung nandun ka na sa actual, kumbaga, nandun ka na like 6 hours ka, dun mo pala mafe-feel sa ending na, no? Yung talagang bibigat, no? Doble yung no? Okay, well, we're gonna have,
Akala mo
ito na yung topic
hindi
natin.
pala eh. Yeah. Exactly. And also, just final thing, minsan akala mo masakit yung paa mo, ayun pala nagka-cramping ka lang at kailangan mo lang tubig. So, don't give up quickly. Minsan talaga sobrang sakit-sakit. Ayun pala, tapos mag-break ka, inom ka tubig. And that was just dehydration. Kasi dehydration causes cramping. So, yeah, just look out for that one.
Okay, dokie. All right. Okay, so ito na, attorney, sige. Ito na yung topic natin na
Yes, balik na
information to
tayo.
prepare before a divorce legal consultation. Ayan. Attorney, sige, take it away.
Yeah, so a bit of a practical session po tayo ngayon. So, we always say nagbibigay kami ng free legal consultation, 30-minute free legal consultation, and we want you to have the most out of it na mabigay namin kung ano yung lahat ng impormasyon na pwede naming maibigay sa inyo. But, most of the time, it depends kung ano din yung impormasyon na makukuha namin from you. So, the more information that you can prepare, the better quality of information o tamang impormasyon na mabibigay nyo po, mape-prepare nyo before a legal consultation. And in this case, for this particular topic, it's, a divorce legal consultation or family law. Dahil in a case of separation or in a case of divorce, tatlo actually ang topic na kailangan nating pag-usapan. Ang mga bata, ang divorce in itself, at ang mga finances ninyo. So this is really a tip, really, a set of tips for you kung ano, medyo assignment siya, ano yung kailangan yung i-prepare before that consultation. And then, without further ado, the first one, although siguro napaka-obvious nito, marriage certificate. Kailangan yung hanapin ang inyong original marriage certificate dahil kailangan po yan when you finally lodge your divorce petition. Although hindi yan kailangan dun sa consultation in itself, we will ask you, nahanap mo na ba yung marriage certificate mo para ready na. At para kung gusto mo nang gawin straight away, alam mo na andon. Or kung wala, if you're in the UK, madali lang po kumuha ng certified true copy ng marriage certificate. You can get one for £10. So make sure you have the original copy or certified true copy of your marriage certificate. Andun, yung mga information na kailangan kasi exactly as how it appears in the marriage certificate, yun ang kailangan in the process of getting divorced. Also, we need a short background. So, as I've said, para efficient on 30 minutes nyo or whatever it is na legal consultation nyo, we need a background and a short summary. From experience, it's a very emotional time, highly stressful, and it would help most of the time for people to have a bullet note para hindi minsan maiisip nila kung ano talaga, nagka-affair or nagkaroon ng big heartbreak. And sometimes, yes, we can help and give you sympathy, we can help and comfort you, but really my best skill set that I can give is also legal advice. So hopefully, mas mamamanage natin yung stress ng process if you're able to put the events and the summary of this situation sa isang maliit na papel or sa notes nyo, sa email nyo. It does help it, but in the end, kung talagang kailangang umiyak, it's fine. It's not a problem at all. But then you can quickly go back kung nasan yung topic nyo, kung nandun yung notes nyo. It will help you gather your emotion as well in a much more, mas madali mong makukuha yung bearings mo kung meron kang little notes of really what you want to talk about. More so, less likely na may makakalimutan ka. So, minsan, nadala ko ng emosyon. Tapos, isipan mo na tapos na yung legal consultation. Hindi ko pala nasabi yun kasi, you know, I was quite upset about the whole thing. So, it's really more for you to be able to go back and make sure na mabibigay mo sa abogado lahat ng topics, kahit pa maging emotional yung conversation. So, background, ano yung mga summary, ano yung mga nangyayari, more so later kung ano yung specific background in certain situations. But, also, pag nagsusulat ka ng mga chronology o narrative, lagay mo din yung mga dates. Well, the date of marriage, makukuha na natin sa marriage certificate. If you cohabited before that date of marriage, I need that as well. Dahil counted yan minsan. If it's a long marriage and seamlessly before that, nagkaroon kayo ng live-in period or cohabitation period. Date of separation, if it applies to you. It's quite interesting na minsan pag tinatanong ko yan, hindi either nakalimutan dahil masyadong masakit yung nangyari, or they separated a long time ago and they have to really sort of find out from memory kung kailan nangyari yung separation. So find out beforehand, again, your date of separation. Date of birth, although that's something in one go malalagay nyo, mabibigay nyo agad yung answer, be good for you to write it down kasi itong mga information na to, pwede nyo ibigay sa abogado nyo before the legal consultation. We love that. I love that because I can prepare myself before the meeting. So, lagay nyo lahat yan, date of birth of the kids, date of birth of the parties, ikaw, yung husband or your wife, or the wife. So, that's really, really helpful. Now, in certain situations where children contact is an issue, sabi natin dito, divorce/family law legal consultation, diba? So, I want to know, I always use this sort of formula, past, present, and future. So the past, kung may mga issue, safeguarding issue, please pakilagay yung, again, summary ng mga issue na yon, including dates, including evidence, pinalo, sinaktan, verbal abuse, etc., etc. The police were called on this date and this date. Police references is this. So do a summary of that. I want to know what's the contact regime, kung ano yung setup nyo at the moment, present, sabi natin past, present, and future. Ano nangyayari ngayon? Naghiwalay ba kayo? Hindi mo ba pinapakita yung bata? Hindi ba pinapakita ang bata sa inyo? Or may konting contact via phone call or video? I need to know that. And then, I want to know if napag-usapan nyo na ang future. So, what will you want out of it? Ano ang realistic in the future? What's the objective? Ano ba ang likelihood na mag-agree ang both parents on a children contact in the future? So I just need to know anong objective mo, what would work for you? Ano ang pwede nating magawa? Obviously bearing in mind the best interests of the children. So just think of that, and just think of that in that framework as well. Now, financial, ito yung malaki, ito yung marami kang assignment siguro. Most of the time, I can give a bit of advice. I can give a general advice kung hindi ako nabigyan ng figures. Sometimes, if the figures are ready and hindi ganun ka-complicated, by figures, I mean yung financial information ng isang family, and it's not a complicated matter, I may be able to give an indication kung ano yung mangyayari sa case. So, if your case is such like that, then by all means prepare the information. Kung hindi ganun kasimple, but still provide the information, because baka pwede pa rin natin bigyan ng konting analysis or konting indication kung ano yung pwedeng mangyari. Or pwede ko yung magbigyan ng advice kung ano pa yung impormasyon na kailangan nating hanapin so that we're one step nearer to, a full analysis and maybe making an offer to the other side. Very rarely kasi kailangan ko ng full and frank disclosure, full and frank financial information before I can give a full advice on financial settlement sa divorce. But if you want to have a go in gathering all the information before you come for a consultation, by all means. So kailangan nyo ng, as I've said, lahat ng information, valuation ng bahay nyo, it's always good to know that. Yan ang unang hinahanap yan ang unang impormasyon na kukunin ng mag-asawa. So find out kung magkano na ang market value niya. Where do you do that? How do you do that? Estate agents, libre lang po yan mostly. So, if you say, we might sell it, dahil we might separate. So find out from estate agents, find out how much they're going to charge you as well. So, kailangan natin malaman kung ano din yung cost of sale just in case you need to sell it. Find out kung ano yung mortgage redemption figure. Yan po yung utang natin sa bangko. What's the balance with the bank? How do you find that out? It should be nasa online nyo yan, online banking, or you can go to a bank and ask for it. Kung joint, pareho kayo andon. Kung hindi, tanong nyo sa spouse nyo magkano na utang natin sa bangko. So, very important. The same kung may iba pa kayong properties here in the UK and properties abroad. Hindi lang dito sa UK, lahat ng properties. Magic operative word is full and frank disclosure of all assets here in the UK as well as Philippines. So if you're Philippines as well as the rest of the world. So if you've got assets in the Philippines, I need to know magkano yung asset na yan. May mortgage ba yan? May utang ba yan? May liabilities ba yan? Ano yung neto na value ng asset na yan? So we need to know that. We need to know your pension, yung cash equivalent transfer value, that CETV. You can just contact your pension provider. I have an online access to my pension, so when I log in, I can see my pension value straight away. So you can do that as well. Look it up. It's always good to know kung ano yung pension. Most of us here in the UK now have a pension because of what happened in 2016. Naging almost universal na lahat nag-opt in sa pension. If you're part of the NHS, may mga pension scheme din po kayo. Ask for your cash equivalent transfer value. Very, very important. I wouldn't be able to give you advice unless I know yung full picture, especially ng pension. Yan na yung medyo matagal kunin. Minsan, ako online yung pension ko, so I could look it up straight away. Yung iba, not available online, so minsan weeks yan before makuha mo. Make sure you have that. One of the biggest bigger assets or biggest assets sometimes na na-overlook, nakakalimutan. Also, hindi lang assets, but loans and liabilities, credit cards, car finance, other liabilities, kung may inutang ba sa pinsan, sa kapatid, any other loans or liabilities, HMRC liabilities, just in case self-employed ka. Saying about business, you need business valuation. Hindi lang yung profit nyo, hindi lang yung cash flow, hindi lang yung bank balance ng business, but you need a business valuation. How do you get that? You talk to your accountant. You will say, well, I need my business value. There are a number of methodologies of valuing a business. As long as the accountant is able to justify yung ginamit yung methodology and may explain nyo yun in a short letter, then that's fine. But you need to value your business. So if you're a limited company, and sometimes kung self-employed ka din, you need to value that business. Next is mortgage capacity. Mo as a person, not you together. So as an individual, where do you get that from? That's from a mortgage broker, from the bank. You can ask them, how much can I borrow on my own? Can I take over the mortgage of our current home? So those are the questions that you need to ask. Hopefully, yung proseso na to ay magbibigay, mag-e-empower din po sa inyo na, nga no, may steps, there's life after divorce, that we can find a solution. Kasi minsan overwhelming, anong gagawin natin sa pera, paano natin hahatiin. So this is part of the problem solving. This is part of gathering information, of making sure na tama yung basis, tama yung pundasyon ng settlement na gagawin natin. So that's not a exhaustive list, hindi yan ang listahan lang. Depende sa sitwasyon nyo, but that would be a very good start. Also, income nyo pala, bago natin. Income, magkano yung in-earn nyo. If you're doing overtime, we need to know that as well. If you're likely to have a bonus every year, mga finance people dyan, or other sales people na may bonus na hindi kasama sa base nila, I need to know that as well, because lawyers like knowing that. And any other resources, if you're about to inherit, by about to inherit, we mean imminent inheritance, yung either malapit na talaga or andyan na hinihintay na lang yung release. Although I need to know as well, just in case may in-expect na inheritance maybe next year or in the next 2 or 3 years. So we need to know that. So those are the information in terms of financial, quite basic guidance. If you give us that, at least there's a starting point. We could probably give you a level of advice na mas nuance, mas customize, mas tailored fit sa sitwasyon mo. Compared sa wala akong impormasyon, wala talaga tayong impormasyon, and we're having a consultation. So that would help in making sure effective ang ating consultation. And finally, I always ask this to my client, anong objective? Ano yung gusto mo mangyari? So, siguro, I would like to ask you as well. So, again, yung frame natin is past, present, and future. What is it that you'd like to have? What is it ideally na gusto mong mangyari? Obviously, I will let you know from the court's point of view kung ano yung likelihood ng ating wishes and wants being able to be justified, and if I can persuade the court to grant that, kung kailangan natin hingin ang judiciary's perspective. But it's always just good to know. I want to know ano yung objective ng clients ko. I want to know kung ano yung sa tingin nila would be fair, sa tingin nila they could live with, what they believe is realistic for them. So that's good to know at the start pa lang. And I know it may sound obvious, but sometimes dahil nga stressful tong sitwasyon na to, very, very emotive, it's easy to get overwhelmed by the emotions. With this, with sort of a list and a plan, hopefully, as I've said earlier, it can empower you. It can make you see na, may ruta na tayo, may roadmap tayo towards something a bit better, towards what we want. And that's really the job of us, what I'd like to think is the job of divorce lawyers, to get you from point A, which is not so great, not a stressful, not ideal situation in your life, to point B, which is a start of something new, where you can rebuild, where you can have what you want, where you can build again, so that you can get there, you can get to something a bit better. So that's, hopefully it will help you if we're gonna have a consultation, a family law consultation in the next few weeks. Hopefully this will help you and help me to have an effective legal consultation.
Okay, nako, ayan. So, full and frank disclosure of mga assets and properties, attorney, pati pension, no? Talagang kailangan, no?
Yes. Pero parati nakakalimutan nila na napakalaki actually minsan. Nagugulat ang mga tao, 100,000 na yung pension nila o 200,000 na yung pension nila after working for a long time, mostly NHS, and they would have a level of pension that they they were not quite informed about or aware of, not informed, but aware of before.
There might be clients who are afraid or medyo hindi naman siguro kunyari it might be your client for example na they okay sabi mo full disclosure but they wanted not to disclose may parang siguro 90% of things that they or even 80% of things that they would like to disclose and disclose na tapos may 20%.
Ayaw
May
nila disclose.
repercussion ba yan? May repercussion ba yan, attorney? Sa palagay mo, will it hurt them in terms of negotiations do sa other party?
Definitely, definitely. Disclose, and let the lawyers manage by legal submission kung ano yung pwede namin magawa. But from experience, lalabas at lalabas din yan. At kung tinago mo, you can be cost penalized by the court. And that I've seen that happen in reality. At hindi talaga, you don't want to be on the bad side of the court by not disclosing. Very, very simple. Don't do it. Just disclose and let us do our jobs as lawyers.
Naalala ko sa'yo, yung nag-stick sa mind ko yung ganun may nangyayari yung mga accidents, di ba? Yung you can't, kaya nga merong di ba, itong yung mga remedies, merong mga kung ano dapat gawin. Kasi accidents really happen di ba? Kumbaga nung yung mga ano yan, yung personal injury, tawag na attorney? But the idea is in life,
yeah,
accidents happen talaga. Whether you much as you want to avoid it, it happens. Kasi gusto ko rin yung sinasabi mo na you're trying to help people or our kababayans or whoever, your clients, from a point A, which is not ideal, to a point B, wherein it's like they're starting something new, di ba? Parang yung process, yung journey from, the negotiations and everything, ng divorce proceedings, divorce settlement, divorce journey, yun nga, from point A to point B, from nakakatuwa yung pagkakasabi mo. So yun nga, these are things that are sticking, sa aking mind, pag not ideal ng point A, tama yung sinabi mo. And then, with your help and with their help then, they have to really cooperate,
yeah.
Di ba?
Yeah. Nope, nawala si Mr. Laragan. Ay, nawala. Ayun.
Okay, yes, okay. Oh, nawala ako. May tumatawag sa akin from Columbus, Ohio.
Oh, wow, okay.
Ewan ko kung sino yun. But anyway, so, ayan. And meron ako alam, mga relatives ko nasa Chicago, nasa Illinois, Columbus, Ohio. May kilala ko sa Ohio. Napunta naman ako ng Ohio. Dayton, Ohio. Dayton, ba napunta ako sa Ohio. Yeah. I have experience, attorney. Hindi ko na uulitin. I drove from Washington, D.C. all the way to St. Louis, Missouri.
And how
Hindi ko na
many
ulitin.
hours? How many hours?
Ang layo nun gano'n. Walang tulugan yun. Ano pa? I wouldn't do it again. I wouldn't ever do it again. Sa Amerika, di ba nakakapanood tayo ng sa mga horror movies na, halimbawa, naubusan sila ng petrol, pumunta sila sa isang town, di ba gano'n? Kasi weirdo yung mga gano'n. Na-experience ko yun. Natakot ako dahil nauubos yung petrol ko. So from the main road, I had to go inside the town. Yung town parang napapanood ko sa TV, sa mga movies Kabado ako dahil baka mamaya biglang, di ba minsan yung may isang show na napanood ako na pumasok sila doon, word pala yung sheriff, parang meron palang kalokohang ginagawa, di ba yung pala, well anyway, so I wouldn't do again a long drive. If I had to travel say from a certain place in America, I'd rather go by plane, Kung malapit lang 2 hours, 3 hours, okay lang. Pero more than siguro mga 15 hours, it's parusa yan. I wouldn't do that again.
Yeah.
Yan. So, okay. Well, I guess it's time for us to say goodbye na muna, attorney, about this topic that we have, and for any legal matters, how do they contact you? Sige, attorney.
Yes, speaking of legal consultation, you can contact me at danna.quinto@dbsolicitors.com or 01234225 Again, it's danna.quinto@dbsolicitors.com or 01234225
Okay, ayan. All right. Attorney, meron lang question lang yata nito si Edgar, no? Tingnan lang natin. Sige, baka may may maisagot ka rito, no? Sige.
For example, maghiwalay kami ni Irene, house namin mabenta and hati kami, but I have no capacity to house my children. Paano mangyayari kung kaya ko lang upahan ng one-bed apartment lang? Ano gagawin? Hirapan ng anak ko pag time ko na sa kanila. Now, the question is, sinong main carer ng kids? I think that's the first question. And that's not really answered by the information na binigay ni Edgar. So, babalik tayo dun sa topic ko kanina. Kailangan natin past, present. Kaya kailangan ko ng impormasyon kung ano yung present situation, ano yung present contact arrangement. I need to know who's the current main carer of the children. So mostly, it depends kung kaya ng equity mag-house ng dalawa. Yung one household, pwede nating i-split yan, ibenta, at kaya ba nating bumili ng two household? Kung hindi, likely mapupunta yung bahay for the meantime doon sa main carer ng children so that the children are not uprooted. But it would mean that the interest of the non-resident parent will be realized once the youngest child turns 18. So, kung dito halimbawa, for example, si Irene ang main carer ng children, the children will live with Irene, probably concurrently dun sa kanilang bahay, hindi ibebenta yung bahay because kung hindi naman tayo makakabili ng dalawang bahay, bakit natin gagawing nasa rental accommodation parehong parties? So what the court will try to do is, okay, sino main carer? Main carer and the children will stay at the house, and the house will remain as is until the children turns 18, the last child turns 18, and then by then, only then, we can have an order for sale, and then the party can divvy it up, say 50-50. Now, hindi ganun kadali yan because I need to find out ano yung pension, ano yung mortgage capacity ng parehong parties and any other asset. And that's the reason why hindi lang impormasyon about valuation ng bahay ang kailangan ko. I need to find out Edgar's pension. I need to find out Irene's pension. I need to find out their mortgage capacity individually because people and the equity of the house, any other assets in the Philippines, potentially ano ang contact arrangement, sino talaga ang main carer sa kanila. So that's a sample case for you. That's also a sample why an incomplete information would mean for me not being able to give a full advice, which is fine, not a problem. We'll try our best. So if you give me further, so ang mangyayari niyan kung legal consultation tayo, tatanong ko sa Edgar, ano ba nangyayari, Edgar? Sino ba ang ganito? Sino ang ganyan? And then we can still give a more tailored advice. But that's the reason why kailangan kong alamin past, present, future. Ano yung nangyayari, ano nangyayari ngayon, at anong gusto mo mangyari, contact arrangement. The same then with finances, ano yung full picture, nasan yung asset, hindi lang yung bahay, but all your assets. And, as I've said, nurses, being in the NHS for a long time, as well as doctors, it's known anyone who's in a government institution, mabuti ang pension nila. The same with military, the same with fire, police, and firemen. So that's something that we need to look at as well. And current and future earning capacity. Ano edad ng bata? Kailangan pa ba nila na ano ang magiging contact nila with the father or with the mother, with the other non-resident parents? Lots of questions. So And so that's the reason why it's always good to do this on a full on 30-minute or on a full on legal consultation. Not necessarily 30 minutes. Most of the time, it actually carries on a bit longer than that.
Attorney, pick up ko lang yung yung kay Edgar na yan. Let's say hypothetical lang yan kay Edgar, no. Halimbawa, for example, sige, ang main carer, let's say, na-determine kunyari si Irene. Halimbawa lang. Kunyari lang, alam ko, hindi ko alam ang exact ages ng mga anak nila, pero let's just say may 15, may 13. So, sabi mo, at the age of 18 hanggang sa medyo mawala na, then probably that's the time that they can probably decide on selling it, dividing it between the two of them, di ba? Not until, gana ba, you mentioned the word 18 eh. So, ibig sabihin, ano ba yan, mga bata habang nandiyan pa, nasa caring nila, once na lumagpas na 18, wala na yung mga bata, hindi na obligasyon, hindi na obligado na sa kanila. Hindi na part and parcel of their...
For the intent of court's jurisdiction, I know hindi yan naayon sa ating kultura bilang Pilipino, but I've seen it time and time and again. For the purposes of this, we are only looking at children below 18.
Okay, ang tanong ko ngayon, ganito. Okay, so okay na ganon. What happens now? For example, identified si Irene, yung babae, halimbawa, na siya pinaka-main carer. So what happens now to the, let's say, kunyari si Edgar, o kaya yung kamukha ni Edgar, halimbawa, do they have now to go out, fend for themselves, rent, and this will come out of their own pocket? Okay. In the meantime, is Ed, for example, Edgar, responsible for the payment of the mortgage of where, say, for example, Irene and the children 15 and 13 are living? So he's having double, parang kumbaga sa double taxation, double payment. He's paying partly of the mortgages, and he's also paying for his own accommodation.
It depends. It depends
Paano
on
ba
what
yung
income he's having. It depends on his level of income. So if his income is, say for example, £20,000 a month, or it depends. What he can argue is, oh, I can't afford to pay for the mortgage, which is a standard argument in this situation. I can't afford to pay for the mortgage as well as rent, so I'm not paying for the mortgage. You pay for the mortgage because you're there. And then I'm going to have to pay for my own rental accommodation. The same once the child maintenance are being child maintenance is indexed on income anyway. So all of those will be taken into account. So di ba dun sa listahan na binigay ko, hindi lang expenses, hindi lang mortgage, but also income nung party na magre-rent for a while. And the court will look at this. This is like what we call a transition to independence. You've got a 13-year-old and then a 15-year-old. In reality, this is 5 years of one party taking on the sacrifice, and the sacrifice is really for the benefit of the children. And then the other party probably having to step up and pay. Yes, they will have the house with the children, but they probably have to be responsible for the mortgage itself. I can't guarantee that. It depends on the income of both parties. But what tends to happen is it's not going to be it depends on the ages of the children as well. So yes, it seems like you will say, well, parang ang hirap naman yan, ang cruel naman yan. But the reality is you share the blessing and you share the sacrifice as well. This is a division of assets as well as a division of sacrifice. And that's actually one of the notes in one of the judgment in family law. So yes, there will be hard sacrifices that will be made. It's going to be hard. It's going to be tough for a while, but then there's going to be a plan, and it's not going to be forever, because most of these, when the children turns 18 or when the finances get better, you can say, well, you can buy me out when it gets better, or I can buy you out. So hindi lang natin titingnan yung isang perspective na matrimony. Yun ang sometimes that I have to manage it. You don't look just at the valuation. That's the problem with yung bahay. The reality is, step back a bit. Let's look at the whole asset. If you want me to argue na the other person has more or less asset, or more capability, more income capacity, more ability to earn overtime, more ability to have better employment in due course. That's also part of the legal submission, including other resources such as inheritance, pension, um, and so on, businesses, and so on and so forth. So don't be so too attached or too focused just on one asset. Yung bahay, isang asset lang yan. Kailangan natin tingnan lahat ng asset because it does make a difference in the overall division of properties. So look at the pension, look at the income of both parties, mortgage capacity, look at yung expenses din nila, look at any businesses, any overseas assets, any potential inheritance, and sometimes the picture will change. Once you've stepped back and you look at all of these factors, instead of just looking at one asset, if you look at all of the assets, you will probably see na may potentially that it's not as unfair or may iba kang, may mga what we call a creative way of moving assets around so we can get you both to a good starting point. The job is to make sure that both parties' reasonable needs are met. Yun ang job ng lawyers as well as, the judge. So it's very hard. Although cases you will feel that, oh, bakit unfair? Parang unfair nun. The reality is probably may isang factor na nag-counterbalance dun sa reason why one party got the house. Probably because napakalaki ng pension ng kabilang partido. And that's something na hindi ganoon na napag-uusapan all the time. When you're in family law, it's quite strict in such a sense na if you have a settlement agreement, if you want what we call a clean break na hindi na kayo forever magki-claim from each other, a judge would have to look and review the fairness of that agreement. And you cannot have a manifestly unfair agreement. A judge will actually say, nope, I'm not approving that. That is unfair based on the information I have here. So ganon ang gatekeeping in family law. So when you feel, oh, that doesn't sound very, 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 very fair, actually, most of the time, there's a wider picture. There's a bigger picture. Most of the time, what we hear is one asset. What we don't see is about 3 or 4 assets or 3 or 4 future resources na hindi masyado na pag-uusapan, na hindi ganon ka-trendy, kumbaga, na hindi ganon ka-famous in terms of usapang divorce.
Di ba meron tayong bagong terminology? Divorce, naisay is no longer naisay. Divorce, final divorce. Ano ba? May tawag na ngayon, di ba? Attorney, may mga tawag na tayo ngayon.
The no-fault divorce is called conditional and no-fault divorce.
Conditional. Okay. I mean, naisay pa rin ba? Di ba wala na? Meron ba?
Wala na. No-fault. I said no.
Tapos
no
yung pagka divorce na, may full divorce na, ano tawag doon?
That is a final order. Just a final order.
Final order. Posible ba yung, kunyari, in that situation, singit ko lang, sige, okay, na kay Irene, yung dalawang bata, andyan siya sa bahay, tapos si Edgar, halimbawa, naghanap ng accommodation, nagkakaroon ba ng final order, maski ganyan ang setup?
Yeah, separate yun. So I said, about 3 separate. The children contact is separate. Getting divorce is separate. Sorting out your finances is separate. You can sort out the children, you can be divorced, but you can still argue about the money.
Okay, ano ko yun, parang preliminary, ano ko lang yun. Question ko lang is, say for example, Irene or Edgar, whoever of the two, won in the lottery. Makakahabol pa? Divorce na sila, sabi mo, pwede nang divorce yung children, okay na, tapos yung divorce na sila, pero yung sa finances, hindi pa. Paano ngayon kung isa sa kanila nanalo sa lottery?
Yeah, you can. Wala kang clean break eh. Yeah,
mahahabol.
You can. Mahahabol mo yan.
Mahahabol. Oh, so for example, si Irene naman, let's say...
I can argue that. In my opinion, I'll probably argue that because it would look walang clean break and it would look manifestly unjudged dahil one party is is not really sharing in the in it's completely changed the landscape of the situation.
What do you mean? What do you mean? You would argue na pwedeng humabol? Ganun? Humate?
Yeah.
Pwedeng humate. Okay. Pwedeng humate. Okay. Alright. So, malinaw to ha. Pwedeng maayos yun sa children, tapos pwede nang magkaroon ng divorce, pero hindi, maaring along the way, because three components, hindi po matapos yung sa finances. Tama, di ba?
Yes, but we wouldn't recommend finishing the divorce until you sort out the finances. So,
The
hindi
finances.
namin,
Oh, so,
wag mo ipa-final hanggat hindi pa naayos yung finances. But, technically, you can. May mga talagang gustong, kasi may bago na, o may gusto ng
okay.
mag-aasawa na uli.
O yung bago, halimbawa, sabi ka, Erin, sige, bibigyan kita ng pera, pasimple, i-buy out mo na si Edgar. Pwede naman yun, di ba? Can you buy out, di ba?
May
Pwede?
mga nangyayari
Sort it out?
ganon.
Kasi you were saying, pag nag-18 na at wala na, at sa time na libre na siguro para if they wanted to do it to sell it or divide it between them or buy each other out, pwede, no? Pero yeah, kamukha niya, let's say, if money comes in and there's a capability from say, for example, Irene, dahil siya kunyari yung parang, anong sabi mo kanina na parang irresponsible, yung parent na na main carer, yeah, main carer. So she even at any time, wala pang 18 yung mga bata, she can buy out the share of, for example, Edgar. Okay na.
Yes,
So
absolutely.
sorted na yung finances nila. Pwede na. Okay, so wala na problema. Pwede na siya magkaroon ng full order ng divorce. Sorted out na sa kids. Yeah, sorry.
Let me get this. Let me clarify that. You can have a deal. You can have a deal about of what will happen in the future now. You can make a deal about it now. That Irene will promise. Kumbaga yun yung deal nyo na when the children turns 18, that you will sell the property. You can put that and you can get a clean break now. Hindi mo na kailangan hintayin maging 18 yung bata. Nakalagay lang yun sa papeles, hindi lang mangyayari ngayon, but you can make a deal about it now. You can put that in writing, you can get that sealed by the court, and then you can get divorced now. Ang ano lang doon is it gives a picture of what will happen in the future, but you don't need to wait for that to happen. You can have it in writing now.
Oh yeah, kaya nga, if for example, something happens and so for example, si Irene may pera na and she has a capability, she doesn't have to wait for the 18th birthday. If you want to, mag-18 yung mga bata, mawala na, kung may capability siya, pwede niya nang but that has to be written in, parang perspective, gano'n ba? Now, if at any time, one of the...
You can get the clean break now. Hindi mo
pwede na.
kailangan hintayin maging 18 yung bata. Yeah. You can get the clean break now. It's a perspective. Nakalagay na yung settle nyo. Hindi, yung settlement nyo nandito na ngayon. Pwede nyo nang i-complete yan ngayon. It's just that events are going to happen in the future. But your settlement agreement can be signed now for a sale in the future, kumbaga, or a buyout in the future. It shouldn't stop you from settling it at this stage.
Okay, all right. Well, malinaw. Okay. Malinaw ho yan, at least, no? Thank you very much, Edgar, for the, para sa parang, ano ba tawag dito, parang question natin, no? Na nagbibigay example kung sakali lang na gano'n ang mangyari, no? At least para malinaw ni attorney kung may mga, kung paano, no? Kung ano yung mga intricacies niyan. Okay, so attorney, magpapaalam na tayo, no? It's been a wonderful ating session dito sa ating legal advice. Wednesday sa ating Wednesday yan. Nasanay kasi ako sa Tuesday. So Wednesday natin na na ito Tuesday natin, Wednesday today, no? Yung ating topic for today. Napakaganda because maski magmahalan kayo, maski anong sweet yun sa simula, things go sour sometimes, hindi mo along the way, diba? So hindi mo maipaliwanag din yan. So kaya mahalaga to, nalalaman ho ninyo, no? At in case yun nga, kanina na ni attorney, kung meron kayong nais na malaman, you can consult her at least 30 minutes or a little over. In case you wanted to, di ba, kailangan nyo ng isang solicitor o abogado to sort out yung inyong divorce. Okay, well, I guess it's time for us to say goodbye, no? Magpapaalam na ho tayo. So sa ngalan ho ni Attorney DANNA Quinto, no? Siyempre ang ating very Brains and Beauty na host ho natin, no? Every Tuesday ho tayo, ha? Yung mga nanonood mo ngayon, Wednesday ngayon, we just had to schedule it the following day. Pero Tuesday ho tayo. Next week. So, well, sa ngalan ni Attorney DANNA Quinto at sa ating director, si Paula Perez, ito po si Sonny LARAGAN nagsasabing thank you very much sa inyong walang pasawang pagsubaybay, no? So next week, we're gonna see you at Tuesday. So till then, take care, God bless, and good night. Bye-bye.
Good night. Bye-bye.
Good night. Bye-bye.